Guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ginika Temple. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 things you're going to be doing in this 2024 for you to change your life entirely. The first thing you need to do in 2024 is to show up. Showing up is not just with reference to people who are in the social media space. Showing up could be whatever. Like, there is no human being on earth who does not have something that God has called them to do. There is no human being on earth who does not have dreams. There's no human being who does not have plans. Like, we all have something that we want to achieve in life, whether you're actually doing it already or you're still thinking about it, or it's just something that you imagined. The truth is that whatever it is that God has placed in your heart, you need to show up. Showing up could be in bits and pieces. I don't always advise people to go with all full force, because you did not go in gradually. Like, you didn't get to the point where you had to build yourself in the process. If you enter with force, in most cases you may not be able to handle what comes with it. I need you to show up for yourself. I need you to show up for your business. I need you to show up for your work. I need you to show up for your job. I need you to show up for whatever it is that you're doing. One of the most difficult things, as simple as it sounds, is showing up the way you are. Most of the times we're expecting certain things to change in our lives before we begin to show up. If you're in the social media space and you have a business, or even if you don't have a business, you just have something that you're trying to build with social media, you need to do your best to show up as frequently as possible. If you're not in the social media space and you have a project that you're trying to achieve, if you do not show up 1 year from now, you're going to realize that you are still in the same spot that you were 2023. Like, it's just how it works. But one step every day, you realize that 1 year from now, 6 months from now, you are far from where you're coming from. It doesn't matter how far you go. What matters is that you are not where you were last year. Because not showing up, it means that you don't trust yourself enough. It means that you don't trust God enough to guide you through the steps. Most of the time, not showing up sometimes could just be because of the things you feed your mind, or filled your mind with so much negativity that showing up becomes something that you suddenly become scared of. You need to understand that every single thing you have in your mind, every single thing that God has placed in you, if you do not show up for it, it's going to be taken away. The earlier you embrace this, the better. If you remember the story about the talents in the Bible, God gave one 5 talents and gave one 1 talent. The one that God gave 5 talents, he multiplied it. The one that was given 1 talent was there, he went to hide it. And then he suddenly was giving excuses when he was asked what he did with it. You need to understand that the talent that God has given you is for a purpose. The gift that God has given you is for a purpose. You cannot decide whether you want to or not. If not, it will be taken away. You would wake up one day and you will suddenly realize that you are not as interested in something you know you used to love. So you need to understand that the calling on your life is not just for you. It's an assignment. And that assignment is not going to go to God back void. It will be taken away and be added to someone else who will execute. So this 2024, I need you to show up no matter how small. I need you to show up afraid. I need you to show up even in doubts. I need you to show up even when you don't understand how and what you're doing. Because what matters is that you show God that I am willing to carry out the task that you have given me, and I need you to meet me halfway. The second thing you need to do this year to change your life for good is to invest your money. On this channel, I don't just talk about faith related things. I also talk about how we can build a better life in general. You need to learn to invest. And sometimes people think that invest, like, I noticed that especially with the younger generation, my generation and younger, you find out that a lot of people imagine investment to be something very bogus. You need to plan for a rainy day. There are times that life is going to get hard. It does not mean that God will leave you. It just simply means that that is what comes with your journey, even with God. Not just with regards to your life on earth as a man, as a person, but also with your relationship with God. Sometimes it's going to get tough. You need to invest. Investing does not just help you to build or plan for the future. Investing also helps you to know that there is something substantial. It motivates you, knowing that you've already started something or you've already set aside something. It motivates you to even do more. You need to invest. Like, there is nothing like just having any money, having your paycheck or getting money from your business and every single thing goes to shopping, buying clothing, buying food. If anything happens, you don't have anything to fall back to. As much as possible this 2024, tell yourself that I am going to invest a portion of my money every month. It could be investing in stock. I don't know so much about all of those things, but there are so many things you could invest in. You could decide that you want to invest in stock. You could decide that you want to invest in another person's business. There are people you know that they know what they are doing in their business. Some of these people are looking for investors. All you need to do is to make sure that you're going through it in the right way, so that at the end of the day, it doesn't go the wrong way. A lot of the people you see and admire are mostly relaxing because they have invested most of their money in people's businesses. So at the end of the month, they sit down and collect their paycheck. Now, with regards to investing, every seed you sow today, in a very short while, you're going to reap. Sometimes some people don't want to invest their money because they are just afraid. They just want to hold on to it. Can you imagine what would have happened if you started investing 5 years ago? Do you know how far you would have come financially today? Our God does not want us to be broke. He gives us wisdom and exposes us to information that we need. But most times we keep scrolling and passing information we know will change our lives. I want to challenge you this year, 2024. Invest a portion of your money and start with what you have. Don't wait until you're a multi-millionaire before you start to invest. Invest your money because that will change your life for good. The third thing you need to do this year, if you haven't already done, is to rekindle your relationship with God. I cannot talk about this topic without involving the God who is author and finisher of our faith. We need to understand that no matter what we do, without a basic and a strong relationship with God, we are nothing. I keep reminding myself that this life could end at any time. There are so many people who started 2023 with us and are not here to see this beginning of 2024. The reality is that as much as we feel like we are in good health today, you need to understand that at the end of the day, this life is not our own. I promise you it's not going to be easy. But if there is anything I'm guaranteed from my experience with God, is that God will always meet you halfway. He would always find a way to help you through the journey. The Holy Spirit would always guide you. As much as everything, find a way to build a relationship with God. Make it a daily habit that you spend a little time with God every day. Little drops of water makes a river. So you need to understand that at the end of the day, without a relationship with God, your business is nothing. Without a basic relationship with God, your life is nothing. There is nothing you have that was not given to you by God. So don't let anything that God gave you be the reason you are away from Him. Be the reason that you're not building a relationship with Him. We are all trying. We are all struggling. If early morning hours is the best for you, tell yourself that this 2024, every morning before I leave the bed, before the kids wake up, before I step out to start preparing for work, or whatever it is that you do, make sure that you keep out 15 minutes every day, 10 minutes every day. You play your worship song, the one that you like to listen to, that you know that sets the mood for you. Play it in the background, listen to it, just be in the quiet, make sure your phone is silent, and then just listen to the words in that song. Once you're done with that, say a prayer to commit the day into the hands of God. Once you're done with that, read a portion of the Bible and give yourself a few minutes to hear what God is saying to you in that moment. Number 4 thing you need to do this 2024 to get the best out of this year is to re-strategize. We need to re-strategize. Something has not been working. There's always something that did not work. You need to double down on what works and re-strategize on the ones that don't work. If, for example, you're in the social media space and you create content for your business or your brand, ask yourself, what has worked in the last 1 year? What do I need to redo? This comes with you having to step out of your comfort zone. The reason a lot of people are where they are, stuck in the same spot, not growing, is because they are so comfortable in their comfort zone. You have a business to grow and you're busy concerned about people who are looking at you. You have a plan and a goal and you're busy checking about people who are looking at you. Those people are not going to pay your bills. They don't like you, don't owe them anything, and they don't owe you anything. If there's anybody who makes you uncomfortable, unfollow them. Politely restrict them. There is nothing wrong in using these features when you really need to. So far, you know you're not doing it from a place of hate or a place of jealousy. Focus on your own journey and re-strategize. Sometimes God is already telling you, you're asking God and you're praying for all these big things and you're praying for God to do this, and God is giving you bits and pieces of the crumble. I want you to do this, and you're not doing it and you're expecting a different result. You need to re-strategize this 2024. Whatever it is that you've checked that you did last year, it doesn't necessarily have to do with your business. Sometimes it could be with regards to your family. Sometimes it could be with regards to your spouse. Sometimes it could be with regards to your friendship. Sometimes it could be with regards to your job. Whatever it is that you did, that you know that when you look back, you're like, maybe this thing is not really working. This is the time to re-strategize. Ask yourself, what can I do differently? Try it for at least another 6 months to 1 year and see the difference. The number 5 thing you need to do is to cross-check your friends and the people you spend more time with. I cannot emphasize this enough. The people you spend time with, be it family, be it friends, they make or mar you. The people you spend time with, if they are not pouring into you and you are pouring into them, there is no need for that relationship. I am not at the point of my life where I'm trying to make new friends. If it comes, that's fine. I'm not antisocial, so I'm open to making new friends when the need arises. But what I would not do, and also what I don't suggest you do, is to make friends based on pity. If somebody was kind to you, somebody did something nice to you, you don't owe them a friendship. Be nice, be grateful for what they did, appreciate them for what they did, but it doesn't guarantee that you have to now start communicating from then onwards. If you feel like they have something valuable they could bring to your life and vice versa, that is okay to build a friendship. But this is one of the most common things I see people do. You meet somebody, they were nice to you, you guys just chatted a little bit, they helped you overcome some boredom at a certain period of time, and then suddenly you say they're your friend. They're not your friend. Before you can boldly say someone is your friend, study them and know them. That the more you bring people in, is the more distraction. It's not a distraction if they are bringing in some value to your life. But it is a major distraction if all they do is to look for where you guys are going to go, is to tell you about the movies to watch. Yes, it's good to share movies, but do you also share business ideas? Do you also share ways to grow? Do you also share things that could make you better people? Do you also share some posts you see on social media that is beneficial, that you think, oh, this my friend will benefit from this? Or is it only about things that don't bring you any value? As much as possible, make sure that you're checking your friends and the people you spend time with. Sometimes it could be in your family. The truth is that we don't get to choose who we are family with, but you get to decide what you do with the people that you've been tied to. If you have someone in your family who constantly brings you negative energy, yes, they're still family. It doesn't erase the fact that you're tied to them for life, but make sure that you do not spend so much time with them. Because at the end of the day, what happens is that you are either always broken, always sad, always upset, always distracted, always losing hope and faith in yourself because of the negative things they constantly feed your mind. So you need to understand that your life is yours. God has given you your life and given you power, giving you dominion. So you cannot sit down and be looking around and making friends recklessly. This 2024, I need you to go back and re-strategize even on your friendship. Take inventory. Who has been the person that contributed the least? And just so you know, if you are that person to another person, you'll be cut off. It's vice versa. I'm asking you, make sure that this 2024, you are intentional about your relationships. If you have friends that when you look and you think it in your head, you can't place what this friend brings to your life, the value they bring to your life. If you have been adding value to them and they've not been adding value to your life, you need to cut off. There is no sentiment in something that has to do with your life. There is no sentiment, because if you keep hanging with them, you're going to keep pulling yourself back. This 2024, the decision is in your hands. It's for you to decide what you want to do with this opportunity God has given you to see a new year. If there is anybody who constantly brings you sadness, every conversation gets blown out of proportion, everything they misunderstand it, every time they read unnecessary meaning, cut them off and move on with your life. And I always hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't know where to meet people who are in line with the kind of life I want to be. Everyone surrounding me, they're just the same, and I'm the only one who is different. Go on social media and find them. The time you would have spent gisting with somebody, go and watch their content, because you'll be learning. You're not the only one. There are a lot of people who are in this situation. There was a time I was in that situation, and all I was doing was connecting with the people who have value to add to my life online. There is no excuse to sit down and be mingling with the same people who you know for sure were dragging you back last year. So it's all up to you. 1 year from now, you could either look back and be so proud of how far you have come, or 1 year from now, you will look back and all you can do is to live in regret. I choose to look back and be so proud of who I am and what I've done with my time. And I hope you get to do the same. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That makes me so happy, and also helps the algorithm to know that this video was valuable and shows it to more people who need the information. And do not forget to subscribe, because I bring you gems every single week.